Hello, Nyashong. My name is Lena Yang, pronoun she, her, hers, queen, anything Sarah loves.
Oh yeah.
I am privileged to serve the Hmong American Women Association as their Outreach and Education Director. On behalf of myself and the Hmong American Women Association, we are grateful to have you all join us this morning as we take a moment to celebrate our hard work and our wins over 25 years.
Whoa.
A permanent home here in Milwaukee. We stand in celebration in front of our new home at 3030 West Highland Boulevard. I need everyone to remember that address. As the only Southeast Asian women, queer femme, grassroots, social justice advocacy organization in Milwaukee, and among the very few in the nation and in the world, we are proud to provide gender justice champion organizing for gender and racial equality in our community. We are committed to the safety of Southeast Asian women, girls, queer, and trans people here in Milwaukee and have worked endlessly to provide a safe and brave space for our community who needs access to safety and transformative healing. This morning, we are joined by many of our incredible, powerful supporters who will share a few supportive words and will lastly hear from our very own House Executive Director, Tammy Shong, who has carried this work with us and who will announce our very own and first capital campaign. Our first speaker needs absolutely no introduction because her body of work and advocacy for women's rights speaks for itself. But we are incredibly honored to have our champion, our ally, our sister, our representative in the 4th Congressional District, U.S. Congresswoman Gwen Moore, to share a few words. Please, everyone, help me welcome Congresswoman Moore to the podium.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Lena, for making me a part of this celebration. I am Gwen Moore, and I am so proud to be the Congresswoman in the 4th Congressional District of Wisconsin, where 3030 is a part of the 4th Congressional District of Wisconsin. I'm so pleased to be here at the historic Past Mansion with the Hmong American Women's Association. I have seen this organization grow into the stature of a historic site. This is a historic and international site for this, as Lena has pointed out, and to be part of this is so important. You know, as you all know, the brief history of the Hmong, they were allies of the United States during the Vietnam War. And so many of them had to flee persecution. And this organization is founded in that history of nurturing and taking care of those people who have been persecuted and need support. And I am so proud that Milwaukee, Wisconsin was one of 4 places that gladly welcomed our allies to Milwaukee. So we're proud of the building that the Hmong community, especially the women's Hmong community, has made. And boy, are we lucky to have been one of the places that the Hmong came. We have seen them work hard. You're going to hear about their resilience, their family values, their ability. They're so trustworthy in the lending community. There are many lenders that are very eager, as you'll hear a lot about, to network and partner with the Hmong. They have shown themselves to be trustworthy and reliable. And the cultural impact, oh, I just died to see the clothes and the food and the festival. The cultural impact that they have made. The children so eager to learn. You see them piled up at the library. And I'm going to get a little bit off script here. How about that Suni Lee bringing home gold? All right, back to the subject at hand. You know, my task here is really very easy because I don't have to go into a whole lot of detail about why it's so important to have a Hmong women's association. There are people here who can talk about the importance of cultural competence. We have, I see Antonia Vann is here, so I can just tear this part of my script out. That out. I don't really have to talk about the importance and the value of having an organization that sees the intersectionality of the struggle. It's not just Hmong women that need support, but it's trans people, it's people in the LGBT community. I don't have to get into that. We've got Thao to talk about that as well. And boy, as I mentioned to you earlier, securing the Paps building, this real estate, who'd have thunk it? But I'm sure that we're going to hear a lot from Margaret Henningsen. This is my guess. I'm guessing about who's going to talk about that. Tammy, John, and Womyn. I bet you anything they're going to have a lot to tell you about the efforts that were put into this capital campaign and what we need to see going forward. But in the meantime, I'm up here because I am a Congresswoman, and I want to guarantee the Hmong women in this community that I will continue to make sure that the resources to help people move toward healing are there. I'm so proud to be one of the major sponsors of important legislation, the Violence Against Crime Act. I was just at the White House when we were passing that legislation. The violence family prevention programs that provide streams of funding for this work. And for, of course, the Violence Against Women Act. To be here for you in that construct, and I'll leave it to some of the other people to do the programmatic and other sort of capital private sector funding, but you got a partner here in Gwen Warrior, Congresswoman. And we'll thank you so much, and I'm turning it back over to Lena. Yes. All right.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Warren. Next, I would love to introduce Ms. Antonia Vann, the Executive Director of the Asha Project, a longtime ally and friend of Thao. She also leads the We Are Here campaign, which aims to bring awareness so that communities in Milwaukee have access to culturally specific organizations here in Milwaukee, providing advocacy for survivors. So please, help me welcome Ms. Antonia Vann.
Thank you. I have to write stuff down so I can stay on track because I'm one of those talkers. Been in the field for over 35 years. You have some things to say. I am truly excited to be standing here with these amazing people and some of my idols, the Congresswoman, oh my God, Gwen and Margaret Henningsen. This is a celebration, and this is something to truly celebrate. You've heard mention of the We Are Here MKE campaign, and Thao is one of the 7 culturally specific domestic and sexual violence programs in Milwaukee, led by people of color, that forms the collective of We Are Here MKE. We Are Here is a brand developed in partnership with Creative Marketing Resources, CMR. We Are Here unifies and amplifies the existence of the 7 culturally specific programs. providing domestic and sexual violence intervention and prevention, again, led by people of color. The collective unified around the We Are Here MKE as a way to let victims of domestic and sexual violence and human trafficking in cultural communities know that help they can trust is available in their community. We Are Here MKE is the brand of culturally specific and responsive programs, again, led by people of color, who work tirelessly with victims and the communities they were created to serve. It is widely known that many victims will not seek help or support outside of their community for a variety of reasons. As such, given the spike in the incidence of domestic violence and domestic violence homicide that are attributed to the impact of COVID-19, in particularly communities of color, We Are Here MKE is critical. It is a shout out to the victims and survivors in cultural communities who are reluctant to come outside of their community or will not seek meaningful support outside their community to access mainstream programs, which we absolutely need. But we have a large segment that will not come outside of the community. The collective includes the Asha Project, Our Peaceful Home, a project of the Muslim Women's Coalition, Ignatius Indian Health Center, UMOS, Latina Resource Center, the Hmong American Women's Association, HAWA, Diverse and Resilient, Room to Be Safe, Anti-Violence Program, and Her Wellness Institute for Native populations and missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. Together, we can save lives. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Antonia Vann. Next up, please help me in welcoming a great friend of Hawa's, Thao, the Executive Director of the Wisconsin Black and Brown Women Power Coalition that aims to provide culturally specific training and support for advocacy of colors throughout the state of Wisconsin. Please help me and give a big applause to Thao.
Thank you. I am beyond excited to be standing in front of the grand staircase of the new home of Hawa.
Yay.
I just want to take a moment to really acknowledge and highlight the leadership of Tammy, who among many things also co-founded the Black and Brown Women Power Coalition. Woo! So, yeah. I know that the leadership extends beyond Milwaukee community, just as Hawa's work extends beyond the community here in Milwaukee. Tammy was critical in getting funding for culturally specific domestic violence and sexual assault program. Hawa was the first program in Wisconsin to get funded to do culturally specific sexual assault services. And now we have 4 thriving programs serving Hmong women and girls and queer trans folks doing specifically domestic violence, sexual assault work. Hmong women are making history this year, and I just want to take a moment and say that this goes into our Wisconsin history timeline, right? With Tammy at the helm of Hawa and Hawa's new home here today. So Tammy and Tammy's team, congratulations on this exciting new chapter of your leadership here at Hawa, and I look forward to many, many years of collaboration with you as we continue to do the work. I have the honor and privilege of working with Hawa and with Tammy's team and the team here for the past 10 years in different capacities. I have witnessed the growing expansion of Hawa's programs to fill the changing needs of the Southeast Asian community here. From serving domestic violence victims to intentionally creating new programs like the Sexual Assault Services Program, providing youth and LGBTQ central services, to now serving Korean and Burmese refugees, and finally, lastly, doing community power work, right? Our work as a coalition and as an agency can't stay in just providing services. We also have to build power within our community to be able to bring in resources, to really be able to impact policies that impacts the lives of the clients we work with. And Hawa is right there with us. The mission of Black and Brown Women Power Coalition is to build the capacity of Black and Brown advocates and the communities to end violence against women, queer, trans folks, and young people. We can't do this work alone and rely on partners like Hawa, whose work in gender-based violence, again, extends beyond the Milwaukee community. Hawa has contributed significantly to the work of Lessons Learned, what advocates need to know, and the Wisconsin's Advocates Report on Abusive to National Managers. These are the 2 documents that to this day we're using to train future and new advocates as they continue to do the work providing services to victims and survivors in Wisconsin. Again, Hawa was the first organization to be funded to do culturally specific sexual assault advocacy work and continue to be a leader in providing culturally specific services to clients in Wisconsin. The success of Hawa's program has a direct impact in other communities in Wisconsin. Namely, the sexual assault program is in Oak Cliff, Wisconsin, and La Crosse were modeled after Lucia, which is a sexual assault program here at Hawa. Hawa was also the creator of the Beijing Project, which many of you may have heard about, but it is a project that remembers Hmong sisters that were killed by their intimate partner, and really making sure that their names are never forgotten. The Beijing Project is currently being modeled in Minnesota and also in California to also remember the victims that died of homicide-related deaths. Ending gender-based violence takes community, and Hawa is doing that by committing the staff, time, and resources to build with other culturally specific organizations statewide, but also nationally and internationally. Hawa has and continues to be an active leading partner in the movement to end gender-based violence here. So thank you so much for the invitation to be here with all of you today. I am so proud of the work that Hawa has done, that Tammy has done, that her team has done, and today is really a celebration of Hawa's success. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Wow. Now you all know why I love to represent Hawa. The Hmong American Women Association is unapologetic when we center our women, girls, queer, and trans.
Yes.
So with that being said, please continue to enjoy our lineup of all women who's leading work here in Milwaukee and all around the world. So please help me welcome our next guest, our next speaker. Please help me welcome Margaret Henningsen from the Forward Community Investment. We would not be able to have this dream, this vision come to life without their support. So please give a big round of applause. Margaret
Thank you so much. Even though I only have my notes written on this little card, those of you who know me know if you put a mic in front of me, I'm going to tell it all. So first, let me say that on behalf of Forward Community Investments, which is more fondly known as FCI, we are a community development financial institution, a CDFI, with an emphasis on financial institution. And FCI, our whole purpose, our vision, our mission, our goal is to provide funding to nonprofits so they can continue to do the work that they do, which is make sure that the world is a better place so you live in a better place. So how we got involved is, I have known Tammy for like a gazillion years. I remember when Hawa was just a little tiny organization struggling and people said they'll never be around, and baby, look at them now. So here they are in their own space, owning the place where they're gonna continue to do good. This is a historic home. It's in a neighborhood that at one time was restricted to wealthy and whites only. And now, look at all these beautiful people coming here. But let's talk about the important thing, money. It takes money to do all of this. It takes your own space to do all of this. I am an advocate of nonprofits owning their own space and controlling their destiny and not having to worry about a landlord saying goodbye after you've established yourself in the community. So here we are in this beautiful, historic mansion about to continue to make history in Southeast Wisconsin through HOWA, Hmong American Women's Association, doing the things that need to get done to protect women so that they don't have to be out here fighting on their own. So I'm thrilled and hopeful that this building will continue to make history, not for the white and wealthy or be an exclusionary neighborhood, but for all people that are seeking help. So when Tammy called me, almost 2 years ago and said, Margaret, we want to buy a building, and I knew I can call you, that put me in a typical Margaret position of saying, of course. And that's how this journey happened. We provided the financing for this building. We're working with Howard to make sure that they get in this building with the least amount of stress. Tammy just told me this morning they got the permit. You know, girl. The second thing I want to talk about along with us financing the building is they joined an elite group of over 100 nonprofits from Southeast Wisconsin and around the state who have been funded by FCI because we believe that's the proper thing for us to do. And finally, I'd like to say this. They're taking on a capital campaign. For those of you who don't know what this means, they're raising money. They're raising money. Anybody within the sound of my voice, watching this on the news tonight, or just talking to anyone in our community, put your support behind HOWA. We're not just the city of the NBA champs. We are a city of hundreds of nonprofits that are doing their job to make Southeast Wisconsin a better place. And FCI is proud that we were able to play a role in helping you to secure your own space.
Thank you so much, Margaret Henningsen. Thank you. Next up, we are lucky and privileged to hear from our very own young Southeast Asian leaders that inspire us every day and inspire me through our retreat this weekend to really become the leadership and create their own vision of creating leaders to create a better and more safe, more inclusive world for all of us. Please help me give them a very warm welcoming, inviting them up to speak about Say MKE youth leaders, Emily and Antonia.
Hi everyone, my name is Emily, my pronouns are she, her, hers, and this is my peer.
My name is Antonia, my pronouns are she, her, hers.
We are a part of HOWA's youth leadership program called Say MKE, which stands for Southeast Asian Youth Milwaukee.
Our purpose and goals of this program are to develop Southeast Asian girls and queer youth in Milwaukee to be champions of gender justice and to end violence in their own lives and our community.
The new HOWA building to me is an opportunity to create an open space where Southeast Asian girls, women, trans can feel like they're safe and can feel a home to come to whenever they need to use the resources that I was able to use when I was in times of need. And now I'm hoping to share that space with others as well. During my 3 years of being a part of HOWA's youth programs, I have learned so much about myself and my passions, and I've developed as a person because I've had my HOWA sisters and my HOWA family push me and support me to be the best person that I am today. And with that too, I appreciate them for being vulnerable enough to share their experiences and their stories with me so that I can move on from mine. Things such as standing up for myself, self-love, seeing patriarchy, and really paying attention to the injustice against queer, trans, women, and girls are just some of the things I have learned while being here. As we continue to share this space, I believe we'd be able to create such strong leaders to help change the community and work against the society that has been working against us for generations.
Hawa, Say, and Katie has taught me so much about myself, and they have made me feel so incredibly strong and confident about myself. Being able to share a space like this makes me feel so eager to share this space with other youth as well. Hawa has made me who I am, and being able to accomplish things and being able to give others the opportunity to have this safe space makes me feel like I would accomplish being part of my community. Having a safe space to run to makes me feel very forgiving towards myself along with others around me. Say and KE and Hawa, space in general makes me feel like I'm the only one. It makes me feel like I'm not the only one who had these experiences.
Yes.
And listening to others and learning from others makes me feel like this space will give others a chance to do so as well. We hope to contribute building this space with other leadership youth approach, with other youth people in our community, and we hope that you can all do the same with us as well.
Thank you so much, Emily and Antonia. Last but not least, I am so honored to invite the Womyn American Women Association, HAWA, very own Executive Director, Tammy Shone, who has really carried this work and has been extremely unapologetic about radical healing in our community. All of this would have not happened without the leadership of this beautiful, strong Southeast Asian woman leader who I am incredibly honored to work aside. Let's welcome Tammy Shone to the podium to share about our capital campaign. Please, everyone, give Tammy a warm applause.
Thank you so much for everyone for joining us in person on this beautiful rainy day. The sun will be out soon.
Rain.
Yes, rain. And thank you everyone too who are joining us live on our virtual platforms. I want to thank you all for making this time together. It feels incredibly amazing to be standing next to sisters. I feel like this is really a home. This is really a home, and we are creating family right here in Milwaukee, right here in the HAWA home. So thank you everyone so much. To our young girls that spoke, Nalia and Emily, we can retire. I think we're done. Right? We're done. Right? Y'all take over, building the home. Yes. But we have lots and lots to do before then, right? But just our young people are really what inspires us to continue to do this work as well. So thank you. So today I stand here so proud of what we have been able to do with the people who believe in us and the work we do in keeping Southeast Asian women, girls, queer, and trans people safe here in Milwaukee. This work has not been easy and oftentimes has been incredibly difficult. In HAWA's long and rich history, we have moved from offices to offices, migrating to different parts of the city, mirroring the historical struggle as Southeast Asian refugees to set down permanent roots. We have never had the opportunity to own anything, especially as women, as queer, femme women, but we are so proud to now call ourselves owner of this beautiful, beautiful new home. And so planting deep, permanent roots, at least for us as Hmong, Southeast Asian women, girls, queer femme women, as survivors of violence, today is our day to finally be and call this place home. So today we gladly launch our HAWA Roots Down Capital campaign to ambitiously raise $1 million to support the infrastructure of what it will take to transform this piece of property into the kind of place that our community can look to for safety, for possibility, for transformative healing, and also for connection. We believe that when you invest in us as Hawa and in us as Southeast Asian women and queer women leaders in our community, you are investing in the community infrastructure that is the very backbone of what keeps our community safe. Women, girls, queer femme women, we are the ones that historically have been the ones to keep us safe. We have the answers, and we have the roadmap to reaching our liberation. Which will not only liberate ourselves, but our community as a whole as well. And so we are hoping that with your monetary support, we can transform this beautiful space into an even more wonderful space for our community to gather, find healing, and also dream of what is possible and what can happen in the next 20, 50, 100 years from now. So we welcome any contribution, however small or large. And thank you so much for believing in us and supporting this dream that we have. I know that together we can make this happen for our community. And so thank you so much. And now we will hear from our advocacy director, Seymour, who will talk a little bit more about how folks can find information to our campaign and closing us out this morning. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Seymour, advocacy director, pronouns she, her, hers. Sorry, I'm kind of short, so. First and foremost, I wanted to thank you all. Thank you, everyone, who are joining virtually, who are joining us here live. Thank you for joining us today. And of course, a very special thank you to all our guest speakers, U.S. Congresswoman Gwen, Miss Antonia Vann, Thao, Margaret Henningsen, our very own Youth SAMKE girls, and our very own Executive Director Tammy for sharing what this space, and the importance of it, what it means to our Southeast Asian women, girls, queer and trans people, and our community. This is a very exciting time for all of us all, and we appreciate you all being here and sharing this space with us. Again, thank you, and you will find more information on our Roots Down campaign on our HAWA website. It's hawamke.org. And while you're there, please don't forget to sign up for our newsletter, which will give you the most up-to-date news regarding our Roots campaign and what's going on in HAWA. One more time. Remember, 3030 West Highland Boulevard. Have a good rest of your Monday.